You've got to look at sex as a dialogue. And so it's not just a one-talk issue, it's a dialogue. And I particularly think that it starts when they are like 3 to 5. God made your body. God made boys and God made girls, and he's going to turn you into a daddy or a mommy one day, probably. And actually even talk about the body parts, teach them the correct names of body parts. And that goes from about 3 to 5. Then 6 to 9, what do 6 to 9-year-olds do? They ask thousands of questions. I think you answer their questions. Now, that doesn't mean that you answer every question as if they were 15, 16, or an adult. You answer them as if they were 6 to 9. But literally, so they feel like a mom and a dad or even a worker around them, will be honest with them about some of the issues of that day. When you answer their questions, you're also going to be talking about a little bit deeper in terms of not just your body parts, but now you're talking about, their body image, because their body is changing and they need to feel good about their body. And so, you give them lots of affirmation about who they are, not just on the outside, the look stuff, but just also on the inside, because sexuality isn't just outside, it's inside, even though the world thinks it's outside. Then I think you move pretty quickly to what we call the purity code phase, where that's where you begin to teach about sexual systems. And really that's at about age 10, 10 and a half, maybe to 14 or so, where you're talking about sexual systems, you're talking about relationships. Today, the average kid in America sees pornography at age 11. And so if they're going to view pornography at age 11, then I think we have to talk to them about some of those kinds of issues. That's a critical stage. It's a stage where they're moving through puberty, they're not sure of their bodies, they're beginning to look at the opposite sex in a different way. And then by about age 14, 15, you talk to them about anything.